going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Robert from Breck Latney on air, bringing you the first installment of Tier List Tuesdays. Basically what that is we grab record labels and rap groups inside record label, and we basically just put them through a tier list of who's the best of the best. Now, a little quick disclaimer: just because someone is ranked towards the bottom doesn't mean they're untalented. Just means they're not better than who I thought should be at the very top of the list. Right off the bat, for the first installment, I wanted to do Dreamville, J. Cole's little hip-hop record label. And we'll just knock it off right off the bat. We'll start with Loot. Now, personally, I'm just going to throw this man right here. More of a mid-tier rapper, but upper mid-tier, because if you pay attention to his songs like GD, he has solid flow, great delivery. But when compared to other members of the same group, he just struggles to stand his own sometimes, especially against J. Cole. On the song Under the Sun with him and DaBaby, I don't remember any lyrics from his verse. But definitely is still like mid-tier. Probably one of the better acts out of the lesser known rappers. Speaking of said rappers, right behind him, we'll focus here on Kaz. That's Ari. Excuse me. Focus here on Kaz. Now, right off the bat, Kaz is going to go mid-tier too, but I'm going to throw him right behind Loot. Well, you know what? I won't put him right behind Luke. I'll put him in front. And I'll tell you why. It's because Kaz is probably the group's most grittiest rapper. One of the better storytellers when it comes to his actual pen game. And when he had to go side by side with his other label mates, he knows how to stand his own. Not to mention that song with him and Reason is such an original song concept. Plus, I always love that meme of J. Cole afraid of these two guys robbing him. Here goes probably right off the bat our first heavy hitter, Boz. This cat just has so many influences, whether if it's from its sonic sounds from Africa or all the sounds he picked up from his time down in Brazil. Boz is just such an original act. And I'm going to throw him right up here in S tier. Why? Because every song this man has released on Dreamville and his own personal projects are just full of consistency, originality, and just a strong presence. Every time this man is on a track, I know exactly who it is. And also, when he has features from his other label mates, he's either carrying them or just he knows how to play to their strengths. Look at that. Earth Gang, before I even tell you why, I'm going to throw him right here above mid-tier but below S tier, right there on the A row. And the reason I'm throwing them up there is because they legit probably do have the most unique sound throughout the whole record label. And that's not even the only group they're a part of. There's that, and there's Spillage Village that they're also a part of, and I don't even know if that's the actual name. So they might be the group's biggest workhorses. But the reason they're just shy of S tier is simply just because all the songs that I've looked for, they just don't stick with me. I never wake up and go, man, I really want to hear an Earth Gang song. And I just I have yet to hear like a verse or a performance that made me look out for this group. They're on A tier because I think they do bring something original to the label, you know. but they're just shy of S tier, only because I've not heard anything that's blown me away yet. Okay, now this app it's like it's choosing who it wants me to talk about. All right, so I'm talking about Cole right now, and simply S tier. Cole is at the cream of the crop, and it's just because this man is everywhere on the project. If he didn't produce something on it, he was on a verse or trying to put on his other label mates, and then when he's on a song with one of his label mates, he's either outshining them or they're just feeding off of J. Cole's energy. There's no one that ever just has like a better verse than he does on their songs. All right, look at this dude right here. Omen. What up? Awkward looking cat. Anyway, it's ironic we just did J. Cole because I am personally throwing Omen the bottom of the list. The biggest issue I have with Omen, so he's probably right here, the lowest tier member of the B tier, because he's not worse than his other label mates that are in the same tier as him, or at least not by a large margin. It's just that he only has like one song that I found that's by himself. It was him and Donnie Trumpet, and he's a solid rhymer. You know, I can tell his pen game is strong, but I don't see him anywhere. Only reason I found out about Omen is by looking up Dreamville's like everyone that was on the record label. That's the only way I found out about Omen. And he had a pretty good verse on Sleep Deprived, but then he got outshined by Lute on that one. Lute kind of stole the show in that whole song. So I don't fully understand what it is about Omen that just rubs me the wrong way. Probably his face. No. But there's not any sort of like quote unquote it factor. He's just a good rapper and that's it. Like if we compare him to other label mates, Lute has very creative deliveries and he has a really good solid voice and good presence on the song, while Kaz is always gritty and he'll always be in your face with every verse he has, and he's actually a very amazing storyteller when it comes to like actual penmanship. Earth Gang, they're original. Like every song I heard is weird, but I know it's them. I don't know it's Omen. Like I can't even personally name a song off the top of my head. And now I think about it, because when I did research for it, I used most of Revenge of the Dreamer 3. I don't know if he's rapped side by side with more of the bigger members. But anyway, Omen is on the bottom of this tier list. And going right up back to the S tier is Ari Lennox. She is the only other member of Dreamville that isn't a rapper, but what she lacks in rhymes makes up for in raw singing talent. Whether if it's Shea Butter Baby with her and J. Cole or Bust It, this woman's voice has always stayed incredibly consistent. And I'm even willing to put her right in front of Boz and behind J. Cole. Just because every time I hear her on a track, I just know that I'm in for a big treat. It's going to give the song a crazy facelift that it needs. And she just brings so much raw soul to every song. So Ari Lennox definitely is like mid-tier, upper mid-tier. Oh, okay. Trying to throw my man Boz back on. Don't worry. Took a while, but he got there. Last is JID. He will be at the very bottom of the S tier. He always is the people's champ when it comes to this label. People always try to champion him and push him forward. He's everyone's best kept secret. With songs like 151 Rum, I've never heard a cadence or delivery like that. That's his whole thing. Everything that JID comes up with is crazy original. And the voice inflections he throws out there, and the actual, he really uses his voice as an instrument, especially with the way he delivers his lines, the way he raps things out. Every song he's had with one of his label mates, he's just shined through. And then there was 2 songs he's had with J. Cole. It was Off D's, where they both just fed off of each other's energy. I never felt like one person was overwhelming the other. And I don't remember the name of the other one, but I remember it being fat. It was the same outcome. Or even, there's a song on Dreamville that I love to use for reference because it actually has a lot of the members on it. It's called 1993. They don't even get full verses out. The whole premise of the song is they're supposed to be in like a smoking session. But everyone wants to rap except for Buddy, who keeps interrupting them. It's actually pretty charming. But his verse on 1993 was just so melodic and such a smooth delivery. There's just so much potential in this young member's voice. So I love hearing it. Okay, so there you have it. A little quick run through. We have shocker, shocker, J. Cole at the very top of this tier list. Behind him is Ari Lennox, Boz, and JID. All on S tier. Earth Gang is right behind them in that A tier. They're the only members in the A tier row. They're great. I just want to hear more from them. And out of the low tier members, the very top is Kaz. The reason why Kaz was so low, which I also didn't mention, was very simple. He was on a song with Boz. I don't remember the name of it. I gotta figure it out. We'll probably put the song down here somewhere. But basically, Boz's sound is not traditional hip hop at all, because he has all those unique influences from around the world. And when Kaz was on that song, it genuinely showed a weak spot in his abilities. He's a solid rapper. Give him the right pocket and drum pattern, he'll destroy it. But he's like a one-tone kind of person. You know what I mean? He does great on these songs, but he does 10 times better in his own element, if that makes sense. So the fact that I found such a big weak point, I had to throw him down here. But he still is the top of the low tiers, meaning that down the road, I genuinely do think Kaz can, if he drops something mean, I can legit push him up to like A or even lower S tier. Then we have Loot right behind him. I just think there's not enough to go off when it comes to Loot, so that's why he's really down here. The songs that I do have, they're not really memorable. And like, he had that show-stealing verse on Sleep Deprived, but to be honest, he was going up against Omen, so, and M-A-Z. Maz, I don't remember the other member, excuse me. But he just wasn't going up against much competition. So like, how much did Luke really show off? And then on Under the Sun, he went up against like J. Cole and DaBaby, and they both just brought like both J. Cole and DaBaby came hard in that song. So it was, instead of showing out his own talents, he just like survived. And now Omen, I don't know, man. They gotta put Omen through some like, they need more stuff for him. They legit do not utilize this man enough. And when they do, it's like, how do I put it? I don't know. It's boring. That's like, I hate to use that word, but like my opinion, it was just boring every time I hear this man rap. It's great. He's had like some okay ideas for songs. It's just not executed the way I was hoping for it. It's like a, I don't know, like a cheaper version of Common. And I dislike Common for all the same reasons. I think he's boring. But he's not exactly like Common, because all Common raps about is strong women or whatever. Anyway, guys, there goes that list. That has been Tier List Tuesdays. I've been your host, Robert, from Breck Latney on Air. If you liked it, please hit that like button below.